Okay, so I'm going to briefly go through how to search for desmos activities corresponding to the chapter that you have been assigned to work on for our OER project. So the first thing we want to do is go to teacher.desmos.com. And once we get there, we're going to want to sign in. So I'm going to go ahead. If you haven't created an account yet, go ahead and create an account, but I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And I'm going to sign in with my Google account. You can create an account if you have one. And once we get in there, we can see that there are some bundles over here that correspond to big topics. There also is the ability to search for an activity up here. So real quickly, I'm going to have Chapter 2, Equations and Inequalities. So the first section is rectangular coordinate system. So I might start by trying to figure out, is there anything related to graphing? Inequalities, modeling maybe, but I don't think this necessarily corresponds to it. So I'm just going to search graphing. And I'm going to go through these and I'm going to see if any of these correspond. So I'm going to hit pause here. Something I recommend doing is going ahead and making sure you take a look at your chapter. So I take a look and I see 2.1 is the rectangular coordinate system in graphs. And when I take a look in there, I can see that this is basically plotting ordered pairs. I'm going to have a hard time finding maybe a specific one for that. And then you can see that it talks about inputs and outputs. And then pretty soon we are graphing equations in two variables and graphing linear equations. So one thing I saw that was useful is this first activity, graphing stories. You can preview that here. It shows you the screens. You can click in here and take a look. And this is really helping students understand the relationship between graphing points. So I take a look and I say, okay, this seems, I click through here and take a look and I read through these. And it's really helping you understand a relationship between what's going on in a video and how that corresponds to what goes on in a graph here. I think that might be a worthwhile investigation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy this link, and then I will paste it in my Google Doc underneath Desmos, and I'm going to list a basic description of that, and I will say it corresponds to section 2.1. The next section in Chapter 2 talks about linear functions, so I might click on the bundle related to linear. There are 7 activities in linear graphing, and so I'm going to go through these and see which ones work and which ones I don't like, and I might include those as well. I would do that for each of these sections that I have for Chapter 2. So again, I'm going to list section 2.1, I'm going to list the links for corresponding Desmos activities, and then just give a brief description of them.